Alright, so for this video, since I got that one running, I'm going to try and take the engine off and put it on this one, because this one has a hole in the block. So I'm probably going to start taking this engine off, taking everything off of this. I'm going to see if I can get the electric start off of this one and put it on that one, but there's probably nowhere to even put it on that one. So I don't know if that's going to even work, but I am going to try and put that engine on this engine and see if I can get a self-propelled mower. And I'm going to start out by taking the blade off. Oh, that was easy. There's a few of these which are holding the engine on. There's only 3. So that was easy to get the engine off. So there's the starter. There's a bunch of wiring. You got like the throttle cable and stuff. They're all hooked up. And let's see, how does this cord come off? Grab some needle nose pliers. Then you just pinch and push it through. But other than that, it's disconnected. But I think for starters, I should pull that engine off and slap it on this one, because I can add all that stuff on later. So now onto this one. It looks like it has the same 3 bolts. So this engine should mount onto that other one, and then specifically it has this for the belt. Now I can undo this cord. Now I'm going to pick it up and place the engine on here. Cord. Now make sure the belt goes through. Oh, sweet, the holes line up. Well, they look like they line up, I should say. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the bolts into this without flipping it. That's the bolt. Now I gotta push the engine down on top of it. Oh, I'm not even close. Alright. Now I am using the same bolts from this engine from the other mower, because I know they fit. It's just a matter of if I can line it up correctly. Okay. It's lined up and in. All it has to do is thread in. What if I just flip it and just hope I can just zap that one in? Just get a second one in. Fits fairly well. And there was a guard to keep this in place, I believe, on the other one. Take one of these back out to put this back on so the belt doesn't just constantly pop off. Go on like this. Is there an oil drain plug on the bottom? Is that how you drain the oil on these? I did not know that. I always tipped it over. That looks like an oil drain plug. Does this go on this one maybe? That way it's not covering the oil drain plug? I'm gonna put it on this one. I do have to hook everything back up as well though. This blade has a pattern of this shape, and this one has a star pattern. So that one won't even fit on here. Let's use the same bolt. Don't want that to fly off when using it. Now I'm going to flip this back over. These handlebars are a little bent. I'm going to have to fix that too. You gotta hook all that up. Cord goes through there like that. You push that through. So that's all hooked up. I'm gonna pull all of this off as well. Then I can hook this back on up through here. Maybe I could tighten that, or maybe I won't mess with it. Then I can tighten this back down. And then I don't even know how this electric start works. There's just like a button in there. I don't know if to push the button and like turn like a key or something, or if just pushing the button will work. But I do have to take all of that off of that engine. But at least, if anything, I might even have a self-propelled mower now. That would be cool. I don't just have to push that thing around and it just digs into the ground. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. Pull everything off of that engine. Alright, so I'm going to go through and strip all the parts off of this. Anything I want to save that I can maybe use on a future mower or something that I fix, I'm going to stick in that box. Looks like I need a Phillips screwdriver to pull this off. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I'm going to pull the gas tank off. I'm going to pull this pull cord off. Be careful with this because there's still a little bit of gas in there, I believe. There's another pull cord. This is what I'm looking for right here. The electric start. Now, I don't think there's going to be a hookup for this on that other engine, but I do gotta look just in case. So this is where that hole is. It's actually really not that big, but that's the piston rod. That's what pushes the piston. It probably didn't have enough oil in it or something, and oil was bad, got really hot, gave out, and broke right through the block. Then I'm going to pull the coil off because that's probably still good. Probably don't need the flywheel. I might take the flywheel off to get the flywheel key from it. Maybe I'll pull the head off. I'm really just wanting the electric start to see if it'll fit on that other one. So that's what I'm going to deal with now. Not sure what this is, but it's hooked up to the electric start, so I think I want it. Alright, so I like to use the air compressor just to clean all the dirt off. Wow, that's really on there. A lot of dirt. But yeah, it looks like this just unplugs. Maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure how this is on here, or even what this entire part even is. Maybe I just need this whole thing. This is the wire that connects to the coil. This is the brake. This is what slows down the engine. So this is probably a sensor. When the brake is off, pushes down on this to make it on. And then, so when you pull this, that turns the brake off. And that's like a sensor to know that the brake is off. I'm just going to unplug it from the coil real quick so I can just take the entire thing. So I'm going to go through this mower now and see if I can mount all of that on there. I'm going to take the gas line off so I can lean that back. For some reason. Okay. Remove that for a second. So I gotta take this one off. And then I gotta pull this little guard off to be able to get the electric start on. I'm not too sure where it's leaking from. I thought it was leaking through the purge pump. Well, I removed the gas tank. Oh yeah, the gasket's bad. Yeah, what if I dry it off and then close it? I'm probably gonna have to get I have a gasket sealer. I could just stick in between that later. I'm going to continue to remove this. I gotta pull this wire as well. Okay, that's one step. Oh, this one's way longer. I'm just gonna pull this then. Put this one on that one. Because I mean, it's the same plug, I imagine. Yeah. So How does this come off? Just unbend that. Pull down on this. Yeah, that's so simple. Just push down on this little flap here. Then you just pull the wire out. And then if you want a longer one, you just bend that down. Push this in there. Bend that back up so it doesn't just slide off. Then this goes under this bar. Grab it with these, because I can't get my fingers in there. There we go. Then this goes under the coil. This is the old one that's in my way. Bend it slightly upward so I can see it. Maybe if I go around with it like this. Yeah, like that. And plug this back on the coil. Okay. Yeah, now I just got to put the actual starter on. The only reason I'm pulling the guard completely is because this has to go here. Yeah, so there was another thing here to bolt on here. So this actually has the mounts to do this properly. So this is going to have to go around the back side of the gas tank. Now if I don't line this up correctly, it'll just strip out the starter. So basically, like 20 minutes in, the audio cut for no reason. So I'm just going to do a voiceover on everything that I do. Alright, so basically I'm trying to straighten the starter gear to make sure when it would engage, it doesn't get shoved into the flywheel sideways and just break. And I'm going to put the gas tank back down. At one of these points, I think I put the starter wire behind the gas tank. I have the pull cord is in my way from putting that back on. The whole pull cord system, which fits perfectly with the starter on there. Basically designed to have it fit right in. And then I have 4 10mm bolts I have to put back in to hold down the pull cord. Bzz, 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 bzz. And then there's 2 more that go down in the back. Bzz. And then there was a setting on my tool, I don't know what to call it, but it was not just tightening the bolts all the way, it was making it so it wouldn't strip it. So it would only put it in so much of the way. Go back through and tighten the starter one, because I want to make sure that one's tight, because if that moves, it'll just shear that gear off. Then I have to take the entire thing apart again, just to get it to, I'd have to put a whole new gear on it. Now I'm putting the gas tank back down. Oh, it's gonna start spilling everywhere. Oh, spilled it everywhere. I got it back on the carburetor. I'm trying to plug in the starter wire so the starter would actually start, because I have to plug it in. It was a very tight squeeze, so I couldn't fit my hands under there just to plug it in super easy, and it was tight around the engine block. And then that one, it's different wire. That one was pretty easy to plug in. A little filthy. Got that plugged in, and then I'm assuming you're supposed to plug this in. It's got the fuse on it. I think that's like grounded to the mower somehow. So I plugged that in. Checking the fuse. Looks good. So basically the pull cord is super loose. So there's a little metal piece on the string from stopping it from just going all the way into the engine, which is that thing right there. So I was just going to squeeze it and pull it all the way up until it sits nice and tight. Oh, there it goes. Slides right up. So I'm just gonna pull them off and stick them on the other side so when you pull on that pull cord it doesn't rub on the wires. There's actually 3 wires in there that were showing bare metal. Yeah, so basically the handles are all bent up, and so I'm gonna have to straighten them. So I'm gonna try to bend it back. Not really sure what's entirely bent. I just know that left side was lower, so I was just trying to lift up on it. Something was bending back, or I lifted it up back into its original position. Still not the best. Now it's not too bad. I just gotta tighten some things on it. And I found out that side didn't have one of those hand turn things. So with the other mower that I took apart to put on this one, I went and robbed one off of that, one of those. I had to rob it off of the other mower that I just took apart to put it on this mower. Took it off of this mower. Dropped it, and this is about where the sound came back. Just from me dropping my phone. So dust all over. That's great. I got the pull cord straight. I think that's not in there. I added this to make this straight because it didn't have one. I'm currently going to straighten these and tighten these up because they're still a little not right. Got all the starter wiring and stuff all hooked up. Starter's on there, the pull cord's on there. So I think I'm going to go back to continuing to straighten the handlebars. Not that bad. It's not the best, but I mean, I don't think I'd be complaining. Yeah, not that bad. The next thing I would have to do is figure out how the self-propelled works to see if that even works. Because I don't think just pushing this button in with screwdriver will work. Yeah. Because again, there's no battery or anything, so I don't even know how it works. Just got a couple plugs. And it should still run. I'll test the self-propelled, see if that works. And then I think that'll be it, other than trying to get the electric start started. So I'll see you when I'm trying to start it. Alright, well, now I just gotta figure out how the electric start works. But I'm curious to see if the self-propelled works. I think I'm gonna have to put gas in this. That doesn't sound good. For starters, the spark plug's probably still, yeah. This blade also sounds loose. Oh yeah. Very loose. Good. Cool. Alright. I think I gotta put gas in it. Let me put gas in it. I wonder if it's still leaking. Oh yeah! Well, there's not enough gas in it. Self-propelled works. I just gotta figure out how the electric start works. And these handlebars are still slightly bent. But engine swap worked. Everything from the other engine is on here as the electric start. I just need to figure out if I need a specific key or how I can do that. But otherwise, engine swap worked.